Hey guys, what's up? KillJoy Jake here, and instead of having friends, I have horror movies. Today we got some news on the Chucky TV series, we got some new characters, and even like a really big actor joining the cast. I'm gonna be talking about all of this in just a second here, but first I'm gonna need you guys to like this video and subscribe for more horror content. And if you want more updates on that Chucky TV series. Also, please consider supporting me on Patreon, the link for that is in the description below. If you didn't already know, I'm working on a Scream fan film that is gonna be freaking dope, only if you support me on Patreon or if I just get enough supporters. So please consider checking that out, even like $1 a month really helps. Alright, now let's get into it.
What's your favorite scary movie?
Well, I'm Pennywise the dancing clown.
Oh, no, not the beast! Not the beast!
You son of a...
God, don't do that.
Well, sometimes that is better.
So after being delayed because of COVID, of course, filming has finally begun in Vancouver, Canada for the Chucky TV series. Currently, the release date for the show is sometime later in 2021 on the Sci-Fi Network, but I'm pretty sure that's gonna change. You would kind of be shooting yourself in the foot if you weren't able to like put out all the episodes sometime through September and October, because if that leaked into November, that's kind of where people stop caring about horror stuff for the year. Obviously not myself, I'm gonna be talking about horror movies all freaking year. But typically most people are pretty done with the spooky stuff after Halloween. So if that's the case, they'll probably end up releasing it sometime early next year, maybe like late February, March, like around this time. Just to reiterate this little description of the TV show for those of you who haven't heard it yet, the show is being described as, after a vintage Chucky doll turns up at a suburban yard sale, an idyllic American town is thrown into chaos as a series of horrifying murders begin to expose the town's hypocrisies and secrets. Meanwhile, the arrival of enemies and allies from Chucky's past threatens to expose the truth behind the killings, as well as the demon doll's untold origins as a seemingly ordinary child who somehow became this notorious monster. So from that description, it shows that this is going to be a continuation to the original Child's Play movies and will have nothing to do with that 2019 remake. Just something I like to reiterate in these videos. That film is not canon to any of the other Child's Play movies. But what's really crazy about the original series is that all of those movies are all canon to each other. It's probably one of the only 80s slasher franchises that like is just consistent the whole way through and is just kind of telling one long story. The tone does shift all over the place, but it is a linear story, which is crazy. But moving into the real spicy stuff, we're gonna talk about the new cast members. So just getting this one out of the way, obviously Brad Dourif is coming back to voice Chucky, and the Sci-Fi Network even released a little while ago that Chucky would be dropping many F-bombs on cable television, which is a huge plus for fans. I can't imagine a PG-13 Chucky just incarnation in general. That would just be hot trash. Then moving on to our lead character with one of the coolest names I've ever heard, Jake Weber, played by Zachary Arthur. His character description reads, an easy target for Chucky. Jake is a loner trying to find his place in the world after his mom's death while never connecting with his dad or his peers. Something else I want to point out about this character is he is going to be gay in the show, so that's probably going to be the reason why he's unable to connect with his dad. He might not feel comfortable about his sexuality yet or whatever it is. Moving on though to our next character, we have Junior Weber, who is going to be Jake's cousin. He's going to be played by Tio Briones, if I'm pronouncing that correctly, probably not. And his character description goes, he is the all-American overachieving jock, the opposite of his loner cousin Jake. So this is gonna be a really interesting character dynamic between the two main characters. One being like the loner who gets bullied, who's also really into dolls and stuff. I guess that's how he finds the Chucky doll in the first place. He goes to garage sales and like buys a bunch of dolls and he like makes art with them. So maybe his cousin like beats him up and tells him he's a nerd or something for that. You know, typical behavior of a jock in any movie or TV show ever. But moving on from that, we also have the character of Lexi Taylor, who's going to be played by Olivia Ellen Lynn. And her character is being described as a self-appointed princess of her school and Jake's primary bully, who also dates his cousin, Junior. Man, you want to talk about some weird character dynamics here, this is it. So not only is this character going to be Junior's girlfriend, it is going to be Jake's bully. So it makes me wonder if something's going to happen between Chucky and Jake, like maybe they become friends and then like Chucky starts killing for him. Or maybe they have some kind of deal, like maybe Jake is like, hey, I'll help you kill those people from your past if you take care of my bully for me, who is also my cousin's girlfriend. That's a really messed up situation, but I could see a whole TV show being based off of that. Then there's the character of Devin Lopez, played by the name that is very hard to pronounce, and I'm sorry, I'm going to get it wrong. Jorvin Arnerson, maybe? This actor is from Pen 15, a great show on Hulu. Definitely check that out. And his character is being described as the boy next door and true crime junkie. Devin is hellbent on making sense of Hackensack's mysterious tragedies, both past and present. So Okay, hold up, we got a lot to talk about here. First of all, this show is going to take place in Hackensack, New Jersey, where apparently a lot of people from Charles Lee Ray's past live still. Maybe that's where the infamous killer grew up, and that's like where he's gonna go and get some revenge on people that he never actually got to murder. Cause like we saw in those last two Chucky movies, Chucky is like a completionist. He's got some crazy OCD thing that honestly I can relate to, where he just has to finish something. I mean, it's kind of the whole plot of Cult of Chucky if you think about it. The other thing about Devin's character that's pretty dope and relatable, at least for me, is that he has a YouTube channel where he talks about true crime stuff, and I'm sure one of the topics on his channel is going to be Charles Lee Ray and whatever happened to him, and if he's like possessing a mysterious doll or something. I'm really excited to see what they do with his character. So far, Devin's the one that I'm the most interested in, and through his character, we're probably gonna see an origin story for Charles Lee Ray, now, like before he became Chucky, and like how he got into like being a murderer before he got into voodoo and like possessed a doll and all that, you know, the beginning of Child's Play. That's probably my biggest draw to the TV series. I really want to see his like whole origin story and how he became a murderer. Personally, I hope it's not too typical and like we actually get like a really dark origin story. Something instead of being like super comedic, we actually have like a dark edge to this show a little bit, while also at the same time being a little silly, of course. I mean, what? This is a Chucky TV show. It's gonna be a little silly. It's a killer doll running around with a giant knife stabbing people. Yeah, it's gonna be silly, of course. But I say let's counter that with a little bit of dark storytelling in the background. Don Mancini confirmed that Charles Lee Ray's backstory is going to be told through like dreams that Chucky's gonna have and like flashback scenes, which once again is like pretty typical, but I think it's gonna be cool. And then probably the biggest thing here is that Devin Sawa has been confirmed to have a major role on the show. And according to this Collider article, he's going to be playing two characters that are twins. And man, let me tell you, that just screams Glenn and Glenda. I mean, it's already confirmed that Jennifer Tilly's gonna be in the show, just like in a minor role, of course, playing Tiffany. So like, are both Glenn and Glenda coming back for this? And is Devin Sawa playing Glenn and like maybe like also a version of Glenda? That might be a bit of a stretch, but like there's really no other twins in the Chucky universe. They could be creating like a new character, but I just don't see that happening. This show is supposed to tie in like all the movies together too, so like I could see them doing this. Also, speaking of Jennifer Tilly, she is returning for this TV show, but it's only going to be like a minor role. I guess in the first episode, we're only going to hear her voice over a phone call, so like I said, like she's probably not going to have that big of a role. And that's fine, as long as she's still in it, I'm okay with that. She doesn't have to play like a huge part in it. As long as these new characters are good, then I'm totally down. For example, Ash vs. the Evil Dead, a great TV show that was canceled way too early, had some great new characters. Both Kelly and Pablo added so much to the Evil Dead universe. I would love to see them come back. In fact, they are coming back in the Evil Dead video game that comes out sometime soon. Would love to do a whole video on that if you guys are interested. Also, speaking of Alex Vincent, he might be returning for this TV show. He recently posted on Instagram a post saying like, hey, like check out this new Chucky TV show. I don't know if I'm involved yet. I don't really know what that means. Maybe like he knows he's going to be involved at some point. It would be cool to see his character come back, especially because that last movie ended with a cliffhanger involving his character being trapped in one of those cells. I would love to see Andy Barclay come back. I think it would be really cool to see like what his character would be doing after the events of Cult of Chucky. But honestly, I just cannot wait for this TV show to come out. I've been talking about this show for over a year now on this channel, and I'm so excited that they just started filming. Hopefully we get this thing by like maybe September, October of this year. That's maybe wishful thinking. We'll probably get it early next year, but man, I cannot wait for this. I'm so excited for it. So what do you all think about the Chucky TV show? Is this like promising news to you, or like not really? Are you just excited to see Devin freaking Sawa join the cast of this crazy show? Leave me something about it in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching my new video on the Chucky TV series. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe for more horror content. Don't forget to follow me on Twitter at KillJoyJake1, on Instagram at KillJoy_Jake, and on TikTok, just look up KillJoy Jake, I'll come up. Or maybe I won't. Please consider supporting me on Patreon. Like I said, I'm working on this crazy Scream fan film. Support me there by clicking on that link in the description below. And as always, don't forget to kill it out there, y'all.